we want to do our work as it's supposed to be done. And there are aspects of our work that we will do with the measure of seriousness that the people of this country expect us to do. That's why the case like now, the transfer of principals. The deadline for the new principals to report to the new schools has come and gone. In fact, we expect that the handovers for the last principals are going to be done today. That is government policy. The localization of principals is government policy. The Teacher Service Commission works with us. We support the decisions and everything that has been done by the Teacher Service Commission. And let me speak very slowly on this issue. We are not going back on any of that decision. If anybody hopes there is a transfer that is going to be rescinded, or if you throw a tantrum and hope that we will change our mind, we are not going to change our mind. You can throw your tantrum as many times as you want. We are not going to change. We must govern ourselves. Yes, we must govern ourselves in a coordinated manner. And actually, Mr. Ogola, I'm very proud of you. I want you to know I am very proud of you. We spoke yesterday, and I'm very happy about what you did with the Makueni MCAs. And I'm asking all regional commissioners in this room and the county commissioners, that is how we are going to operate. In cases where MCAs and all manner of quangles are interfering with what we are doing in the education sector, arrest them. And let's take them to, yes, let's take them before a magistrate so that the magistrate will read the law for them. Because we have lived with some of this backward behavior for too long, and people think that is how we are supposed to live. Just imagine for a moment, if today MCAs and some people are telling us who's going to be a principal in our school, tomorrow they will tell us who's going to be the OCS and OSPT. Then tomorrow they will tell us who will be the account commissioner. Then they will choose the regional commissioner. What kind of country is that? It will not happen in this country. They need to understand that, and they need to get it loud and clear. It will not happen. All public servants, wherever they are, which constitution do they read? Even if they read it upside down, they will understand that you have to serve anywhere in this country. Just pause for a minute. How primitive do we want it to be? I mean, Kenyans are being elected in Australia to be senators. And some guy in some corner of the country is worried about a principal who doesn't come from his village. How can we have Kenyans being told to go back? Go back where? That you don't want to go back. Regardless of the status of those people, I am asking county commissioners in the room, if any public servant, teacher, doctor, engineer, any public servant who's working in your area of jurisdiction is disturbed, you will take responsibility. And the law is abundantly clear. We will not negotiate that particular behavior. And I want us, yes, I'd like us to follow the example of Mr. Ogola. And I told the regional commissioner of Western Province yesterday, the fellow who was disturbing Friends School Kamsinga, look for him under the bed, wherever you get him, arrest him. Yeah, he must be arrested and taken before a magistrate. That is how we are going to operate. We are not going to accept this kind of behavior where, you know, as leaders, we are humble enough to take advice. We talk, religious leaders have come to talk to us, bishops, leaders of various churches in Kenya, governors, so many governors actually have come to talk to us on this issue of education and posting of principals. And actually, many of them, very reasonable people, they come and say, oh, Mr. Minister, what about this? Then I say, okay, no, let us ask our sister Nancy how they are thinking, whether we can change this, and Mary is here. We discuss the matter and agree. Why can't we have a discussion if you have a concern? I mean, we are your servants, we're public servants. Why can't you walk up to us, walk to the county commissioner, walk to the regional commissioner and say, I am here, sir, I'm here, madam, kuna hii shida, mimi nafikiria tufanye namna hii, namna hii. How can you contemplate organizing people to walk to a school to humiliate teachers, to frog march teachers out of schools? That thing is primitive beyond belief. So we will not tolerate that. And then my colleagues, let me tell you, time is here for us to live in an orderly way. We have taken some of our so-called freedoms too far. Those are not freedoms. What part of the law allows you to frog-march public servants? So this message has got to go. We are not going to change the situation. And if anything, actually, Mary is here. We want us to move ahead with the delocalization policy, where we have not done the transfers to endelea. More transfers, more delocalization. Let's carry on. That's how the country is going to be integrated. At independence, if we were to be very honest with one another, at independence, one of the goals of our education was to help us achieve national integration, isn't it? Now, your guess is as good as mine, whether we actually have achieved national integration, or we have retreated to villages. That's why now villagers will tell you who should be a vice chancellor of a university. Say, oh, this is our university. We want our own son, our own boy. If you are a serious, solid academic, you should be hired anywhere in the world. You can even go to Nigeria and become a vice chancellor, or you can even go to wherever and become a vice chancellor. So why must your clansmen be the ones to tell us, oh, this is our boy, make him the vice chancellor? And we have lived it that way, and then education has actually failed to achieve the objectives we intended it to achieve. We brought in this son of the soil nonsense, oh, what have you, people must be our own, and so on and so forth. So what happens is, and let me be frank with you, because I have data, and my colleagues from the Ministry of Education here will tell you the truth. We have now discovered the horror stories when we did the transfers the other day. And that is why you are seeing the things you are seeing. In some schools, where auditing and records were hidden for all the time, we are now discovering schools that had debts, 62 million, 42 million, 30 million. Money borrowed fraudulently and hidden, spent with these characters who are defending these principles, who want them to remain. They don't want them to remain because they love them. They want them to remain to perpetuate the culture of corruption, which is hurting access to education. So that our children, we're making education expensive. We borrow money, we do all manner of silly things. In the process, we tell the parents to pay that money. And then we lock out, most of our children because not all parents can afford. So that is why we must clean up the rot in the education sector. Whatever it is going to take. If we love our country, and I believe we all do, this is the time to take those decisions. Not everything is going to be popular, that we know, and those of you who are administrators, you probably know this better than I do. But look, we are not here to be popular. And actually, I would rather be unpopular and right than be popular and wrong. So the issue is, let us focus on what must be done. County commissioners, I think I have communicated this loud and clear. I had a good chat yesterday with the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Poinet. Our instructions remain. Where there is any effort to disrupt the work of public servants, arrest those people promptly, lock them up, take them before tupeleke kwa magistrate, awasomee sheria, so that they understand the law, how the law is supposed to work. And then we go ahead, because we have a responsibility. If people want to discuss things, we are here. TSC is here.